I am hoping that I am live. Let me just check that everything is working, because you never can tell. You never can tell. Oh no, apparently I am live. I just can't find myself. Isn't that just perfect? Bear with me while I find where I am. Oh, for heaven's sakes. The joys of Facebook, eh? Gosh, lots of people jumping on already. Do let me know when you join so I can see who it is. So Nora's with me, Renee's with me, B is with me. Let's see if I can get that to... I need to see if I can get it here. My Facebook is telling me that I'm live. Oh, there I am. Marvellous. Okay, let's turn the volume down. So Claire is with us. Hi Baz. Hi Sue. Hi Lorna. So I'm going to get my housekeeping done before I start. I am Liz Yuille. I am a Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the UK. I am filming this, well, streaming it live on the Tuesday the 13th, unlucky for some, April. Can't believe we're halfway through April already. Well, nearly. If you are watching live, there should be a live button in the top right-hand corner, left-hand corner, I think. Right. Anyway, somewhere in the top, there will be a live button. That's if you're watching on Facebook. If you're on YouTube, you are not watching live because this is a recording from Facebook. Hi Claire, hi Jeanette, Sunny Devon, hi Audrey. Oh, something just really odd happened there. Hi Margaret, hi Pam. Thank you those of you who have shared. It's always lovely if you want to share. If you are not a customer or not in the UK, so therefore can't buy from me, it's always nice to have a little bit of support by sharing. So that is always lovely. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and share the video. Any comments, either live or replay, either on Facebook or YouTube, I will try and pick up. Particularly on YouTube, I get an alert. Don't always get an alert on Facebook. Anyway, so that's the advertising bit done. Today I am having a confession. Never inked it up. And I haven't even, sharing is caring, thank you Baz, I haven't even cut into the paper. The papers are gorgeous. I will go through these when we flip down, but they are gorgeous. There are also some pearls that go with. The colours are, bear with me, hello Pam Lewis, gosh we've got two Pams on. Gorgeous Grape, Highland Heather, Misty Moonlight, Mossy Meadow, Old Olive, Rococo Rose, Seaside Spray, and it's on white, not vanilla. On Friday, I'm having my hair cut. I can't wait. Just saying. And my hairdresser, bless her, came over last night to do a colour swatch test behind my ear, just to make sure. Apparently some people who've had COVID get more reactive skin, so she's checking anyone who's had COVID. Hello. Just to make sure that we haven't suddenly become reactive. Hello, Mary. So yes, I haven't reacted, so I can get rid of the grey, and I can get rid of the rather mousy colour that is my natural colour, which I don't particularly like. Another busy week for me today. I am getting my class in a box, creativity in a box kits out this week, hopefully tomorrow. I am still waiting for some gold hoops to go with that. If they haven't arrived by the time I get the bits out, I will send those separately, but I want to get the kits out because they're all prepped and ready, and I want them in your hands because it's a really exciting class. No, nor did I, Baz, until my hairdresser spoke to me. I didn't know that COVID could send your... Well, it doesn't. It's not to do with colour specifically. It's your skin may just be a bit more reactive. So, yes, classes are going out. I will be launching my next class, which, surprisingly, will be using Hydrangea Haven. So I've just got to finish designing it. I'm nearly there, but it's lovely. And of course the stamp set and dies are carrying over. Ooh, are they going to be bundled? Because some of the spring summer are going to be bundled. Just saying. Just saying. Oh, and don't forget the bouquet of hope. Paper pumpkin is available in my online store. £20, including an ink pad, adhesive, basically everything you need apart from a block. If you haven't got a block, I would recommend block D. How am I now? I am a lot better. I mean, it's been a fairly crappy few months. COVID, husband getting COVID really badly. My father going into hospital and then obviously passing away. It's been fairly crap, basically, but things are beginning to perk up. I get to see my brother a lot because we're both sorting out his affairs. So yes, the Hydrangea Haven bundle will be carrying over at the bundle price. Yay! Do remember that you can get savings by buying the bundle. So yes, we are down at the house tomorrow, Thursday, day after tomorrow, for the estate agents to take photographs and do the EPC and stuff like that. But yeah, you've ordered yours already, have you, Pam? Good. I like that, Mary. Your hair's so wavy, you call it the Boris. My hair just goes frizzy. It doesn't even go wavy. If it went wavy, I'd be really pleased. It doesn't do that. It goes frizzy. I mean, you can probably see it's a bit frizzy. And this is after I've ironed it. I washed it, especially for you guys, and ironed it this morning, and it's got oil in it, and yeah. I mean, as in, you know, proper oil, not... I no longer have oily hair. Hello, Wendy! Yay! Oh, and it's team meeting tomorrow. Team craft and chat. Can't wait. And of course, we had on tour last week, which was amazing. So let me flip the camera down and we'll get going. I'm going to be busking this, making it up as I go along. It's how I rock and roll. So cover you up to avoid too much in the way of seasickness, because I know some people can get a bit, and then of course I'm going to have to fiddle, but oh, not too much actually. Whoa, it's almost like I'm getting used to how I need to flip it down. Right, okay, so let's go through the papers and show you what they are. I'm going to be brave and take them out of the packet. It means I won't get them back in again. These are the two that I'm going to start with, just obviously. So we've got this one, which has got a really nice check on the back, which means you can use it for masculine cards. What I would say is the colour is not coming up well on... Yeah, it's a bit... The colour's a bit weird on the video. It's actually better on the live stream than it is on my computer. But anyway, so yes, we have that one. We have the one I'm going to be, one of the ones I'm going to be using, which has this lovely, gorgeous grape, Highland heather. It's like a linen with a white stripe through it. Then this one, which is really kind of watercolory and sploshy. And a really lovely all-over pattern on the back. 2 sheets, obviously, of everything. Then a darker version with the Seaside Spray on the back. And this is what I would call a solid. So if I'm scrapbooking, I would use this as a solid. This one is gorgeous! And finally, one of the other ones I'm using, which is this, which is How to make a card really, really quickly with almost no effort. Hi, Kay. And this is its reverse side, so it's Rococo Rose. Oh, why has the broadcast been... There we go. It went flippity-flop there for a moment. Sorry about that. So that is the paper. Let me get it back. And this is never going to work, but, you know, let's try. Okay, thank you. Lots of hearts. So, paper back in paper pack. So, I'm going to start with the when you need to make a really simple, quick card, what better than this? Now, this is quite similar to... Nora has the suite and is looking forward to my upcoming creativity in a box. Yay! Oh, and later this week, hopefully, if I manage to squeeze in probably an hour, I will be uploading all of the classes that I've done so far, the creativities in a box I've done so far, onto my channel, not my channel, onto my website for, so it's the instructions and the video links. You can buy those. So you can buy them just for the instructions. Those are available worldwide, and you can pay by PayPal, which is always useful. So I just thought I would mention that. So if you're overseas and you want some of my classes, you will be able to get them. So I have cut a piece of Highland Heather. Yes, it's Highland Heather, and a piece of Rococo Rose. So this is one of my normal size mats. It's 3 7/8 by 5 5/8, and this is just half a sheet of A4. And I've scored it here because I like to do a tent fold. So let me grab my trimmer and start chopping. So what I would do with this is quite simply cut it into strips. So I am going to cut it at 4 inches because that gives you more options for later. Hello, Jackie. So that gives you more options for later. Depending on what you want to do. So 4 inches, you get 3 sheets, or 3 strips, I should say. Now, you could, of course, use this landscape if you want, but I do like a portrait card. And then, now which one? I'm going to use this end. So all I'm going to do is then I'll cut this at 6 inches. And again, this just gives me more options for the future. So I'm just going to cut all of these at 6 inches so that I can then use them on future projects, and I can cut them to the size I actually need at that point. So if I bring back in my card base, if I wanted to cover almost the whole of the front of the card, it will leave me just this really narrow border. Let me fold this in half so it's easier for you to see. I tidied up my desk. It's amazing. I know where things are. Won't by the end of the stream, but you know, they are gorgeous papers, Jackie. So yes, you can just line it up so you've got this tiny little border around the edge if you want, and then just stamp something here and you've got a card. I'm going to do something slightly more complicated than that this morning, but not much more complicated, I mean. So I'm using a Rococo Rose background. I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use this one, which has very little Rococo Rose in it, just so that I pick it up. Thank you, Kay, you are a star. She is always on those numbers. So I want this cut down because I've got a mat already, which is 3 7/8 by 5 5/8. I'm going to cut this down to 3 1/4, and I'm deliberately leaving this bit of Rococo Rose there just so that it helps tie this in. So 3 1/4 by 5 1/2. And that should be the perfect size for my Rococo. Can I just say, I mean, come on, this is Rococo Rose printed on paper. This is card. How good a match is that? I love hydrangeas a lot, Lots in your garden for the summer. Magnolias going over now. We don't have magnolias. I've got 2 hydrangeas. One is a really big one. One was given to me as a house plant. Seriously. I put it in the bed just to see if it overwintered. It's overwintered twice now, so clearly it's not just a house plant. See, I couldn't even find my seal. But yeah, don't have magnolias. So I'm just going to put some seal on the back of this and stick it on this. I always concentrate on the corners. So we've got camellias. We've got a white camellia, which is gorgeous, really, really healthy plant. We have a pink one that is gorgeous and is a really, really ill plant. I keep trying to perk them up a bit, but yeah. One is doing really well and one is doing less well. The white one is in bud. One of the flowers came out just before we had a really heavy frost. So that's, done that whole thing that happens with magnolias as well, where they just go brown. So this should have just a tiny border all the way round, which it has. So we've got this tiny little border all the way round. And I have cut, in preparation, it's a worry, a piece of the scalloped linen ribbon. You could also use on this, let me dig it out, we have the gorgeous grape sheer ribbon, which would work nicely on these papers. And I mean, I'm assuming all of these are still in stock, you understand. 3 peonies. Ooh, I love peonies. I don't have one. There's also this, which isn't carrying over. I mean, this isn't carrying over. I can't remember about this. Anyway, so you could use any of these. I nearly used this, but then I'm going to be using Misty Moonlight in a moment. So this doesn't go quite so well with Misty Moonlight. It's got too much gold in it, and Misty Moonlight to me is a silver colour in that it's cool. So yeah. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing is heat embossing on here with a sentiment. I'm actually going to ink something up with the sentiment, "The world is better because of you," because I think that's a really nice sentiment to send someone. So, small piece of Misty Moonlight, and I've still got my embossing buddy. This is the one that I bought before Stampin' Up. This is probably about 15 years old. They last forever. Okay, you are a marvel. She is just on it. Thank you. So I've inked that up. I've got cat hair everywhere. One of my cats, my boy, who is black, insists on being cuddled. Which is great, except you put on something clean, he insists on being cuddled, and suddenly you're covered in black cat fur. Not so great. Right, so that's stamped really nicely, even though I keep forgetting I have changed this surface. I've now got a silicone mat, huge silicone mat, because I'm starting to do some inking techniques, and it works really nicely for that. So I don't have my usual wodge of paper, which means, of course, that I don't have anything behind my stamps when I'm stamping, which in turn means I probably need to be using my stamp and piercing mat when I'm using photopolymer stamps. Right, okay, so let me, yeah, black cat fur, and it goes everywhere. So, trusty cheese board, it's going to get noisy. So I'm just going to heat up my heat gun. And blitz. And there we go. So There we are. The world is a better place, is better because of you. And I'm going to fussy cut it because I like fussy cutting. So I'm going to convert you all. Let, you're here and you're live. Jenny from Australia. Wow, I love this. I love that we're going around the world. Yeah, so I'm going to be converting you to fussy cutting if it's the last thing I do. I have to say these scissors are not that clean. I need to give them a clean. Now, you could go in and out of these bits. I think life's a bit short. So I'm going to come around the Y, obviously. Don't want to cut the Y off. It's bamboo, Pam. I got it. Hi, Emma. Kay likes to fussy cut. I got it from a local garden centre, I think, years ago. Good morning, Priscilla from Indiana. Wow. So we've got people who are, it's night time or evening in Australia, and morning in the US of A. So this is not the best fussy cutting I have ever done, I will hasten to add. It's probably because, dare I say, Emma has joined us, and Emma is one of the best fussy cutters I have ever seen. But basically what I want is, I don't want it to be just a rectangle. I want it to be something a little more exciting than just a rectangle. I don't mind some of it being cut straight, but yeah. So here I probably will go in there because that's quite a nice big space, but it's up to you how much in and out you do. So I would start by 8:33 in Queensland. So yeah, I would start by doing, you know, something that's not too intricate. If you're taking my butterfly class, let it just be said you're going to be doing some fussy cutting. So there we go, that is my little bit of fussy cutting. As I say, it's not the best fussy cutting I have ever done, but it's fine. I'm just going to clean my stamp while I remember, because it's Versamark I might well forget. So let's pop this together, because that is it. That's all we're going to do. Right, turn this over, grab my Seal Plus, and where are we? We are here. I'm going to pop the seal, the ribbon here. Then this is going to go, actually I think I'm going to put it there. I was thinking of putting it up here, and then I'm going to sprinkle some pearls. I'm going to pop this up so that it gets a bit more definition. So I want my ribbon, if I line up my card on my grid paper, I want it 4 and a bit rows up at the bottom. So turn it over and I can go 1, 2, 3, 4. This is my bit, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So my ribbon is going to start here. So get my Seal and just add, sorry, Seal Plus, and just add some Seal Plus. Then I can add the first of my ends there. Now this ribbon does have a tendency to curl, so you may need to just persuade it that it's not going to, and then just line that up again. So get it reasonably taut, because that'll help straighten it out. And we have got our ribbon. Just be aware, if you're like me and you've got bits sticking out top and bottom, that you've got adhesive sticking out top and bottom. Yes, that is square. Right, so I'm going to add this to my card front and then just finish everything off. I'm going to add a little bit more Seal Plus over my ribbon, because that helps trap it between the 2 layers of card. That would be a lot easier if it would like to actually run over the ribbon. It's not... Morning Candy! It doesn't often like running over ribbon, it gets a bit hissy-fitty. And again, I'm going to concentrate on the corners because that's where, sorry, I've got adhesive on my grid paper now, that's where things can go a little awry. And just for luck, and I also find it's quite a useful way of picking things up. Right, so let's pop this down on there, press from the back because that's just the way I rock and roll. And then I've got some edge pieces from my dimensionals, which are perfect for things like this because you get, you know, nice narrow bits. I ideally want a nice narrow bit that end. Sticky scissors, let's get the intentionally sticky scissors. So that can go there. Am I still okay? Just okay. Let's see if I can. I'm just going to chop the top off there because it's just peeking out a wee bit too much behind the sentiment. And it's going to annoy me. And then we can just take one more piece and pop that there. Remove the backings and pop that down in the corner. And then it's time for some pearls. So as you can tell, if I wasn't explaining what I was doing as I was going along, minutes, I mean literally minutes to make this card. So these, do they tell us what colours they are? Not instantly. They are, let me grab the mini catalogue and find 19, no, 19. They are Gorgeous Grape, Highland Heather, Rococo Rose and Seaside Spray. So absolutely perfect. I think I'm going to pull out the Rococo Rose again and my piercing stamping thingy. Take your pick, that's the word I'm looking for. And then just to help this stand out a bit, so for people to actually see that it's there, I'm going to pop some pearls in. Okay, you are just amazing. I know I say it often, but you are. So we've got pearls there, and then I'm just going to put a couple up here. Probably more than a couple, but you know. In fact, I might just do a little triangle there. So that is the outside of our card. Shall I be rash and do the inside? That'd be amazing for me, wouldn't it? So I've got a liner that is the same size as my Rococo Rose, and to bring everything together we can grab, let's see, let's have that and that, which I think go together-ish, or is it that one? Do they go together-ish? No. So it's that and that. Right, okay. So, couple of blocks. And I'm going to practice, because practice makes perfect, as we know. So I'm going to use Rococo Rose, because that's what we've got as our highlight colour on the outside. So I'm just going to ink up that, and then ink up this. And I'm going to do a second generation, just to see whether I want, yeah, so I'm going to do second generation of this and first generation of the intricate stamp. So stamp off. Oh, no, I'm going to come in this corner purely because this is the side I prefer to have on my photographs. Just saying. And then this over the top. And we've just got this lovely, don't know how in focus that is, this lovely little element that we can have in the bottom right hand corner. So as ever, let's clean those off while I remember, and pop those away or up out of the way. Seal, and again I'm going to concentrate on the corners, and by concentrate on the corners I mean I'm going to get into that corner and do it in both directions so that there is some hope that the corners won't catch. And then pick that up. And we have a nice little element on the inside to go with our outside. So really quick, as I say, if I was just doing that without having this as a sort of mini class, minutes, I mean really minutes. Right, okay, so let's have a go at my next one. Let me grab, these are the Stitch So Sweetly, and I think I'm going to need the largest. Yep. So I am going to pop those to one side. Right, let's grab a larger block because I will need a larger block, and I'm going to need the inner bits as well. So this time I'm going on, oh, thought I had cut. I thought I'd cut my card base. I haven't. Okay, so this time I am going to go onto this paper. So this is going to be my my mat, and then I'm going to have the stamping on Whisper White. Sorry, white. Must stop calling it Whisper White. It's white. That'll be big enough. So I'm going to actually start with the intricate die. Thank you, Kay. I'm going to pop that down actually, because this bit at the bottom is a bit floppy. I'm going to pick it up from the board, from the surface. Otherwise you can end up with this curling in an alarming direction. So I'm going to go a bit different. I'm going to go Seaside Spray and Mossy Meadow, which probably means I need a Seaside Spray card base, which I will sort out in a moment. So this needs to be inked up a bit at a time. So what I'm going to do is do my Seaside Spray first, and then my Mossy Meadow, because that way my Seaside Spray, if it gets onto my Mossy Meadow, it's not so much of a problem. Kay's on it again. She is a star. The Stitch So Sweetly are carrying over. They are amazing. Just saying. Right, I have got a tiny weeny bit of Mossy Meadow on the bottom of my hydrangea. I'm not going to worry particularly. Huff. And oh, and I've got some Seaside Spray on one of the leaves. Again, I'm not going to worry. So that is our hydrangea, and then we're going to give it some meat, for want of a better phrase, and for that I'm going to use that and that. So let's grab some D blocks. D blocks are probably the single most useful size in our catalogue, because they fit so many different stamps. So Old Olive. And again, I'm going to see how dark this stamp. It's a distinctive stamp, so I just want to check. I think I'm going to go second generation again. And because I can see through my stamp, I can see where I'm going. Now what I tend to do is I'll line up the bottom. Actually, I might line up the top first, but I'll line up one end, touch it to the card, and then twist my stamp so that everything else kind of falls into place. I can't really show you how that works because, anyway, but the thing to bear in mind is it doesn't line up perfectly, so you don't have to be perfect with it. So that's that. Let me grab Seaside Spray again. And again, I'm going to just have a look at how dark this is going to stamp. So ink it up. Of course, if you want to be really accurate, you can use a Stamparatus. Again, I don't think there's a right way up and a wrong way up with this. I think it's just a splodge. So I'm going to go second generation. And there we go. So that is our Hydrangea, which I'm then going to cut using this. She says, hopefully. Just. Oh, actually. Oh, I love it when I'm on a fly. Right, I've changed my mind. Not going to do that. I mean, I am going to do that, but I'm not going to do that. So what I'm going to do is cut it out with the die and then cut a mat as well. And I'm going to change the colour of my mat. Now, I think this should go through my baby. She says, hopefully. Otherwise, I have to hawk out my big one. So, I think if I trim down the card a bit, yep, that'll go through. So, let me just get this so that I know roughly where I'm going before I chop the wrong bits off. And, not those, I want these. So, just going to get this so that it's small enough to go through the mini. Now, I think I covered this in one of my lives recently, but I'm going to cover it again because I think it's worth spending the time. I know that some people have been struggling getting their dies through the mini. The key for me is to do that. So this edge is a head, the front is a head of everything else. So it bites on that, and then you can just wind and it goes through so much easier. If you try and line everything up, you probably will struggle because you're trying to put something solid through a very small space with some very small rollers. So surprise, surprise, you might struggle. So that's that. And then I'm going to go, I might go Highland Heather, I think. Have I got a Highland Heather cut? Oh, actually, I know it's not in the papers, but I'm going to go Purple Posy. Because I can. So Purple Posy, remember, if you like Purple Posy, yes, that'll fit. If you like Purple Posy, you have not got long to grab it. The in colours are likely to be some of the first things that go from the annual catalogue, and once they are gone, they are gone. Now, ideally, I want to put this at a very slight angle, because again, if you've got everything solid at one end, you're going to struggle. So, oops, not that small of an angle, or violent of an angle, so there we go. So hopefully this will cut fully, it'll certainly go through. But yeah, that little trick of having your top plate slightly ahead of your bottom plate and your base plate makes life a lot easier. And yes, it cut beautifully. So there we go. So that's that. You can pop the mini away. I keep this on my desk, doing a lot more die cutting now I've got my mini. It's just perfect because I can just keep popping it on and off. So that's going to go there. And I think I'm going to... This is going to be an expensive card to send because I'm going to use dimensionals. Let's see if I've actually got some full dimensionals. No, haven't. Got lots to use up. That's fine. Oh, this one I've actually chopped. So, actually I'll just pop it there. I'm not going to worry too much about this. I have a strategic plan for how to deal with that, but at the moment I'm not going to bother too much. But these are all the little bits, and do remember, of course, that these sides are just as sticky and dimensional as the middles. So please don't throw them away. In the days when one could do face-to-face classes, not that I did many, but in the days that you could, I would have to go through the bin to take out all these lovely dimensionals that people had thrown away. Actually, no, I'm going to go mini. So the minis have got these really nice wide pieces, and I'm just going to cut a little bit of one of those just to go at the very end of my hydrangea stalk so that it's not blowing in the breeze. Come on. I cut my fingernails last night really short because they've been cracking. I can't pick anything up. So that. So tonight, not tonight, tomorrow night, when we've got our team craft and chat, we're having a hello people. So Brenda's just joined and Barbara's just joined. Barbara's in Germany. So yes, tomorrow evening for our team craft and chat, we're having a scavenger hunt through the new mini catalogue. Woo! Which should be fun. Looking forward to that. So this is my paper that I'm using. Now, when you've got a paper like this, where you've got a stripe on one side and a solid on another, you need to decide whether you're going to have your stripes going up and down when you start cutting, or the other way round. I'm going to cut this so the stripes are running up and down. I've still got this piece that I can use for if I want them to go that way. But just remember that. Don't suddenly discover that you've cut it the wrong way for what you then want to do in the future. So that is going to go on there. And I want Seaside Spray for my base, assuming I have some left, which I do. Hurrah! I'm almost completely out of Purple Posy. Just saying. So on the basis, score once, cut once. So let's fold that along the score line, grab my whatnot, bone folder. You forgot about... I only sent the email yesterday. Thank you, Jackie. Look after yourself. You can always catch the end on replay. We are currently at about 45 minutes. So if you want to catch the rest on replay, you can do that either on Facebook or YouTube. I will try and post this to YouTube later today. My post for YouTube today was to remind you about the Bouquet of Hope paper pumpkin and the clearance rack refresh. Frankly, the clearance rack refresh, if you weren't on it at 11 o'clock UK time last night, you probably won't get anything extra. Just saying. It kind of flew out the door. Oh, and my sister-in-law's watching. Hello, Amanda. So I'm just going to pop that there on dimensionals, because I'm on a dimensional sort of day. Apart from anything else, I need to use up these little bits. And then we shall add some pearls, and I'm going to put a sentiment on the inside. Such a thing never happened. Yeah, I know the feeling, Wendy. I had a training call last night. I'm doing some training with one of the American demos, and my brain was all over the place. I couldn't remember basically what I've done for the last 6 weeks. I mean, you know, there have been 1 or 2 things on my mind which might have something to do with it. Empty! Oh, it's been interrupted again. I'm going to keep going on the basis that it might it has restarted. I had that the broadcast was interrupted, but that might be my phone struggling with the Wi-Fi rather than it having interrupted. But I'm back now, Wendy. So this I'm putting slightly towards the top of the card. Can you just all let me know that you can still see me? That would be kind of useful. Thank you, Kay. Right, so that's the outside of our card. Let's grab a liner for the inside of our card. And because I've got them out, I'm going to use the same 2 stamps that may or may not be clean. Phew! Thank you. Yeah, it's happened a couple of times during this. It says I've got an interruption. But because it comes up on my phone, not on my screen, not on my website, Facebook rather, I'm never quite sure. You make me smile, that'll be nice. I'm never quite sure whether it's me or something else. So I'm going to go Mossy Meadow for my sentiment, just to tie. Actually, no, I'm going to stick with Rococo Rose. If I can find where you couldn't make it up. I had Rococo Rose like 2 seconds ago on my under the dies. There it is. Oh, was that you, Wendy? I heard a ping, but I never answer messages during a stream because I can't, basically. Because I'm on my phone. I'm on my phone that way and my laptop that way, which means I can't actually. I haven't got a third device to pick up messages. But thank you. So you make me smile in Rococo Rose, because we've got Rococo Rose. It's all about tying things together. And then I will go. Sorry, Audrey, I think that's hysterical. It's wonderful. I mean, hysterical in a lovely way. Can't knit and comment at the same time. Yeah, I get that. So I'm going to go exactly the same, but with the Seaside Spray. So I'm going to have my full strength in the bottom left corner. And second generation. And I think I will add some pearls to the outside. You know, this is going to be a... There's one of the girls that I know who is a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. She says you have to be embellishment worthy. So is your friend embellishment worthy? And I know exactly what she means. are you going to bother to put an embellishment on? Because that's going to put up the cost of the card and also put up the postage probably. So you have to be embellishment worthy. I think most of my cards go to people who are embellishment worthy. So there we go. So that's our inside. And then our outside. And as I say, I'm going to add some pearls, assuming I can find them. You see, having tidied my desk, that's fine. But then I throw things on it while I'm doing a stream. Here we go. So we've got Seaside Spray as one of our main colours. And it will be a nice... hi, Sue. It will be a nice contrast to keep that Seaside Spray going, because we've only got Seaside Spray here and here. So I'm going to use the Seaside Spray pearls. Thank you, Kay. And I think actually I'm just going to pop them around this bit. It's already lumpy, as in it's got dimensionals. So it's not adding that much bulk. And that is it. So, good grief, it's only 10 to 11 for me to have made 2 cards basically from scratch and chat at the same time. That's pretty good going for me. So there we are, those are our 2 cards. I will flip the camera around just so that we can say, you've had embellishments on your card? Absolutely, Wendy. You must ink up that set. I mean, why didn't I do it before? It was at the top of my wish list for the mini catalogue. Anyway, I'm going to whiz you round a bit just to do a proper farewell. And then we can finish. So, hopefully... Yay! It's me! Don't you love it when it works? So, except I need to... That's better. That's better. Betterer. So I'm going to do one of these because I do it on YouTube because they're kind of cute. So these are my cards. Except I have to work out which way I'm looking. So these are my cards. So those are my cards. I hope you like them. I can't work this out. I'm back to front. So we've got this one with lots of dimension and this one which is basically... I mean, it's fairly flat apart from the sentiment and the pearls. Thank you very much indeed for watching. Fingers crossed I will be on YouTube at 3 o'clock on Thursday, but I am coming back up from London. I may be a little late. I will be on YouTube on Thursday afternoon. It may just be not quite 3 o'clock. It depends on the traffic, and now that people are allowed out, who knows what the traffic's going to be like. And this weekend I do not have On Tour, which I'd forgotten last weekend, so I will be on at 10 o'clock on YouTube on Saturday morning. And those are all UK times. Have a super day. The sun is out here, so fingers crossed we're going to have a better day than yesterday when we had snow. And I will see you all again very soon. I hope. Keep safe, keep well. Thank you for your ongoing support. It is amazing. And don't forget to have a look at the Bouquet of Hope. Please don't think it's only for condolence. It is so not. And I will be doing some alternative projects. I'm deliberately not looking at anybody else's alternative projects because they will be American. So they have different sized cards and stuff. So they have a slightly different option. If you order the Bouquet of Hope paper pumpkin kit from me and you're one of the first 12 people who order, I will send you a quarter of a pack of the coordinating Flower and Field Designer Series paper, because this goes with that paper pumpkin. So do remember that you will get a quarter pack of that. Basically, it'll be cut 6 by 6. Okay, fare thee well, look after yourselves, and I'll see you again very soon, I hope.